Hi, my name is Wendy Okezue. I'm a baker. I've been baking for about 3 years now. Prior to baking, I was a banker for 8 years. I presently reside in Maryland, Lagos, Nigeria. I have a first degree in economics from the University of Calabar, a second degree in business administration from the University of South Wales, UK. I've been married for about 9 years. I have three beautiful children, aged between 8 and 3. What prompted me to leave the banking industry, I would say, is due to health challenges. That aside, the banking industry is a quite challenging environment for a woman because once you start having kids, you need time to take care of them. They just fall ill at any time. You really don't have that luxury, especially from your bosses, to take time off to go and take care of your kids. They always feel that you're always coming up with excuses. So with that in view and my health challenges, I decided to leave the banking industry and start something of my own. I actually dabbled into baking. I dabbled into baking because about the time when I resigned, it was about the long holiday, what we usually call the summer holiday. And then kids are always looking for what to eat, what to munch on. And I started by making chin chin. I started, it wasn't easy. And I would say the children became my culinary guinea pig. Everything that I rolled out, they had to, taste, eat. And kids, anything you give them, they will totally eat it and tell you, Mommy, it's nice. But really deep down inside, I knew that I needed lots and lots of more practice. I also started doing banana bread that I was good at. I was taught by my sister, and I ran with those two things for about a year and a half. My daughter's birthday happens to be in February. My son's birthday is March 1st, exactly 2 weeks and 3 days after my daughter's birthday. Then my birthday is exactly 2 weeks after my son's birthday. It got to a stage that my husband had to, complain that the expenses on cake was too much. We're talking about 15,000 per cake. And he was like, you know what? All of you have to combine your birthdays on my own birthday since mine is the last. And, he will just get one cake and everybody smiles and takes a picture. So I said, okay, you know what? I would approach my neighbor then. She does used to stay about a few houses off to teach me how to make a cake. Apart from that first basic lesson, I moved to YouTube. The Americans always have everything there. Everything is on YouTube, everything you need to know. But sometimes, based on the fact that the Americans use more of butter, and butter here in Nigeria is quite expensive, what we usually use is mostly margarine. So for every video I saw, I always had a mental calculation that, oh, I have sugar, I have eggs, I have flour. Let me just try this. And I tried it and it always worked out. It tasted great even with margarine. I started baking, I started giving my neighbor. I have a very good friend who is my neighbor. She also became my culinary guinea pig. She always gives me great opinion, whether it's bad, whether it's good. And she always encouraged me to keep doing it, keep at it. If I have the opportunity of meeting other people, I ask how they do things, the process they do. Along the line, I was able to, I came across a post on Instagram of a dessert course, and I paid for the dessert course, which lasted for about a week. It was an online course. I did that, and having stayed home then for about a year, I dabbled into clothes selling. It didn't work out. I said, you know what, it's best to focus on the cake. I didn't have any clientele then, so it was more like baking for just the family. For every birthday, I always look forward to a birthday. Even if it was the maid with me, I always made a cake. Just every opportunity I got to make and decorate to decorate a cake, I went with it. So I think really my breakthrough was just just prior to the COVID outbreak, you know. Yeah, I would say prior to that, and I won't say it was good all the while. The cake always tasted nice. I had major failures. I had major successes with some of the bakes. But one thing that I learned on this journey was that there was something in the banking industry they always told us. They said, take criticisms as a gift. I never understood what that meant until I decided to take the baking more seriously. The lesson number 2 is always ask for feedback from your customers, no matter how bad it might come, because if people don't give you feedback on your products, you will never know whether you're getting it right or doing it right. So feedback is always key. Challenges, plenty of them. Number 1 is being a mother to children. 3, active children. I don't have a help at home, so you can imagine having to wake up before 5 every morning, getting 3 children ready for school, while at the corner of your mind, somebody has placed an order. Remember that you are the content creator, because my shop is on Instagram. I'm the content creator. I am the customer service person. I'm the mother. I'm the nurse. I'm the wife. I am the electrician. I am everything. They call a typical woman superwoman, but truly we are not. Second challenge is the financial aspect. Baking is capital intensive, especially if you want to combine fondant making and buttercream. Before you know it, the particular stencils or molds used for certain decorations, next thing you know, it has become obsolete. It's no more in fashion, so it's no more trending, I would say. But you have to take it slow. You have to take it steady. Rome wasn't built in a day. There were times, yes, I could say I wanted to give up on everything, especially when I didn't have any customers. So then for a very long time, I didn't make one sale. And my friend, she's my sister, and she says, you know what? She didn't make any sales either, but she had to diversify into Twitter, using your WhatsApp status, putting your products there. You have to be consistent. It's not the one you post today and so you sit back tomorrow that nobody's patronizing you. You have to be consistent. You have to be persistent, and you can't compromise on quality. No matter how things are going up, you can never compromise on your quality. Then my very first sale came from somebody on Instagram, and she ordered for a box of cupcakes with some cookies, and I was able to deliver. I used the dispatch, deliver everything to Lekki, and the feedback on that was so awesome, and she's been my customer till date. For all of her kids' birthdays, Wendy's Treats is her plug. Baking is not for the faint-hearted, because you're going to have to stand. You're going to stand for a very, very long time. From the process of mixing your cake, maybe you get to sit down just a little bit while it's baking, to trimming your cake, to making your buttercream frosting, to decorating. It really tells on the body, and at that point, sometimes you just want to give up, but thank God for Panadol and paracetamol. We will drink it and we will continue. Anyone teaching you will never tell you the secret to their trade, but they will tell you you have to make that recipe, you have to make that cake in terms of taste, in terms of smell, yours. So I combined 2 flavors, and I've kept at it even 3-4 years down the line. Everything I do, I try to make it unique. I try to stay within my comfort zone, try to stay within what I know how to do best. That's why for Wendy's Treats, I stick to buttercream frosting. I do know very much how to make a fondant cake, but I don't want to be a jack of all trades. I want to be a master of one trade, which is buttercream. How do I get my clients? I will say my clients are based on referrals. You can never have a pool of customers without great referrals from your friends, from your neighbors, to previous clients or customers you have attended to. My business does not have a physical location. I am on Instagram. I have Twitter, but I will say I'm stronger on Instagram. So it's really based on referral, and I try to make the prices a bit pocket friendly, so that everybody, no matter your pocket size, there's always a cake to fit your budget. My husband has been my number one cheerleader, my backbone, my support system. So he always, every time he travels, he always tries to get something that I needed. The first thing he got was, I think, a baking pan, this spring 10 inches baking pan. One time he came home with a mixing bowl, two rolling pins. Then when I was still doing chin chin, he bought spatulas, anything he felt, that I needed, he always got. While I was still making chin chin, we always scheduled on his off day. He only has an off day in a week, and that off day, he will dedicate it to helping me fry chin chin. We will stand for 6-7 hours to mix, to fry, to cut and fry. Even when I was pregnant, all he would tell me to do was, I don't know how to mix it. I will roll it out, I will cut, and I will fry. How many husbands will do that? He did that for me, because he was like, we're into this thing together. Hi, my name is Wendy Okezue, MD, CEO of Wendy Streets. Before I leave, I'm going to leave you with 3 tips on how to improve your baking game, and some sort of advice for running your business. First of all, always have a signature flavor that anytime anybody, smells your cake, even without seeing the design, will know that yes, this is Wendy Streets. Always stick to that unique signature. Do not compromise on that. Second tip number 2, do not compromise on the quality of your cake. Don't try to cut corners to say, I need to make profit. Stick to it. Instead of reducing the quality, why not ask your customer just to pay a little more for you to deliver the same great tasting quality? Tip number 3. What will be tip number 3? Always bake from the heart. The passion has to be there. Don't go into cake making. Don't go into sewing clothes or whatever. Just using it as a means to an end. The love you pour into what you do always comes out in the taste. With Wendy Streets, we put all the love we have inside whatever we do, and that's why our cakes, our pastries always taste great. Thank you.
So